Today I am going to start a new topic, water requirements of crops. Every crop requires a certain quantity of water after a certain fixed interval throughout its period of growth. If the natural rain is sufficient and timely so as to satisfy both these requirements, no irrigation water is required for raising the crop. So crop need water throughout their life cycle, and proper irrigation planning depends on understanding water requirement terms. The area where irrigation is must for agriculture is called arid region, and the area in which inferior crops can be grown up without irrigation is called semi-arid region. So the term water requirement of crop means the total quantity and the way in which a water crop requires, and also from the time it is sown to the time it is harvested. It is very clear from the above discussion that the water requirement will vary with crop requirement, and the same crop may have different water requirements at different places of the same country. Now, crop period. The time period that elapses from the instant of its sowing to the instant of its harvesting is called crop period. What is the importance of crop period? It helps us in planning the irrigation schedule. For example, for wheat, the crop period is 120 days. Now, base period. The time between first watering of a crop and the time of its sowing to its last watering before harvesting is called base period or base of the crop. So it is clearly visible that crop period is slightly more than the base period, but for all practical purposes they are taken as one of the same thing and generally expressed in days. For example, crop period of rice is 140 days and base period is 130 days. Now, delta. Each crop requires a certain amount of water after a certain fixed interval of time throughout its period of growth. The depth of water requirement every time generally varies from 5 to 10 centimeter depending upon the type of crop, climate, also soil. The time interval between two such consecutive watering is called frequency of irrigation or rotation period. The rotation period may vary between 6 to 15 days for different crops. If the total summation of the total water depth supplied during the base period of a crop for its full growth will represent the total quantity of water required by the crop for its full-fledged nourishment. The time interval between two such consecutive watering is also called frequency of irrigation. Here is the average approximate value of delta for certain important crops in India, like sugarcane delta on field is 120 centimeter, rice 120 centimeter, tobacco, this is a cash crop, and the delta value is 75 centimeter, garden fruits 60 centimeter, cotton 50 centimeter, vegetables 45 centimeter, and wheat